Welcome back. The North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, spends most of the year keeping our airspace and surrounding waters safe, but this time of the year, they have a special mission to track Santa Claus. Joining us this morning is Colonel Danielle Willis. Good morning, Danielle.
Good morning.
Now, we have just over 36 hours until Santa takes flight. Has NORAD already started tracking him, or do you have to wait until he's in the air?
Well, we actually have to wait until he's airborne, and as you mentioned, North American Aerospace Defense Command, or NORAD, our job every day is to track what flies around the airspace in North America. So once he gets airborne, we will start our mission for Christmas Eve.
Wow, and so what's the best way for kids to stay up to date about Santa's whereabouts?
Well, there's a couple ways. First of all, you can go to our website, which is www.noradsanta.org. You can also follow us on social media or download our app. But if you'd like to talk to someone starting on Christmas Eve morning, we will be manning the phones, and that's 1-877-HI-NORAD, which is 466-6723.
And are you anticipating any surprises this year, or does Santa pretty much stick to a routine?
Well, Santa always likes to make sure that he gets to every believer's home. And so while we generally see a pattern from him, the route varies a little bit every year. So that's why we use the same tools to track Santa that we do to do our mission every single day. So once we see him airborne off of the North Pole, we'll be able to detect that with our North Warning System, which is a set of radars that goes across the northern part of Canada and Alaska. Once we lose radar coverage, we'll pick him up via our military satellites, and then we'll track him around the world. Generally, we see him go west of the international dateline first, and then once he gets back into North American airspace, he's generally escorted by U.S. and Canadian fighter aircraft.
Oh my goodness, so U.S. fighter aircrafts, they all guide Santa to everyone's homes?
So they just escort him. Santa knows where he's going. He's got Rudolph to guide him around. But once he's in our airspace, we have F-15s, F-16s, F-22s, and F-35s that will intercept and escort him to make sure he's safe.
Great. I'm glad we're making sure that Santa is safe. Now, as someone who may want a sneak peek at what she's getting for presents, are you guys able to track what kind of cargo he's carrying as well?
So that's actually not part of our job. The elves keep really tight wraps on what the cargo is. We just make sure that the sleigh is safe and that his route is clear as he goes through North America. What we do know from 69 years of experience is that he generally arrives at children's homes between 9 p.m. and midnight. So making sure you're in bed and asleep early enough to get those Christmas presents is really important.
Did you hear that, everyone? Be in bed by 9. Now, does Santa ever get thrown off by the weather, or how do you guys help him counteract any weather in the air?
Yeah, that's a great question, because we have had some really interesting weather patterns lately. So Santa plans his route so he avoids most of the weather. As he goes through his delivery during the night, he looks at those weather patterns and will avoid places where the weather is really bad and then come back to make sure that he can deliver a little bit later. We have not seen any weather that's actually thrown off delays, or thrown off deliveries. Sometimes we just get slight delays.
Gotcha. Sounds like Santa's a bit of a weatherman himself. Now, have you guys ever caught him flying around out of season, or is it always around Christmas time?
Well, we've only seen his sleigh around Christmas time. That's not to say that he doesn't travel off season. But one of the ways that we track is via Rudolph's nose. Both the light and the heat that's emitted are things that we can track. And so if he's incognito, he might leave Rudolph at home, so we're not watching him.
Oh man. And lastly, what is your favorite part about tracking Santa every single year?
My favorite part is watching the route that he takes around the world. I've been fortunate enough to work in the NORAD Track Santa call center for 3 years now. And every year we see a different route, and we get to talk to kids around the world who want to know what time he'll be at their house.
Oh man, well, looks like you are helping everyone stay on the nice list, and looks like you yourself are getting onto Santa's good side as well. Thank you so much, Colonel, for taking the time to talk to us this morning.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays. Now, tomorrow night, Santa Claus takes flight to deliver presents to all the good children. And if you're curious about his journey, follow along with NORAD. You can visit noradsanta.com, download the app from the App Store or Google Play, and you can even call 1-877-HI-NORAD. Colonel, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. We'll be right back.